Hi everybody, I'm Michael. I'm a landscape architect and environmentalist, and in today's quick tips, we're going to show you how you can easily propagate a geranium. So, you ready to dig in? Let's grow! To propagate your geranium, look for a long stem that's growing on the plant. We're going to be cutting this piece here at the top, and I'll show you in a minute after I cut it. You want to also wash your hands with alcohol. One thing to note, wash your hands with alcohol and your cutting tools so that you don't transfer any pathogens to a plant. So always remember to do that. Wash your hands and your cutting shears with alcohol before you do any cuts. Now, we've already done that before the video shooting here, but now that we've got it cutting, now let's talk about the cutting. You want to cut off the lower 1/3 of the leaves. Oh, and I'm going to lose these beautiful flowers, but that's okay. We're going to get more because we're going to get more plants out of this young lady here that's been growing outside actually on our balcony, but we also have several geraniums growing inside our home. These are very well adapted to growing in your home or outside here in South Florida. So, sorry, I'm just trimming it off view, but I want it bouncing on our carpet. So there's the cutting. You just cut along your stem here to the bottom 1/3. I think I'm going to take this piece here. And all you need to do is simply take your geranium and set them in some water that you set out for 24 hours and let this sit here for a couple of weeks to a month. And when you do, just make sure you keep filling the water so it stays at the same kind of level there. And in about a month, you're going to see this. Look at all those roots. We got another one here. So it's that easy. Just set it on a window. We put ours on a north-facing window, didn't get any direct sunlight, and the roots just germinated. As you know from our prior videos, our video that we did on this, on zonal geraniums, they tend to like to be dried out between waterings. So we found it quite interesting that it so readily adapts to rooting and water. So what we're going to do now is try something really cool. We've transitioned a lot of our plants to growing in leca. So what we'd like to do is also show you in this quick tips of what we're going to do by transferring this from water grown to semi-hydro and leca. So let's get on to that step. Here are the two cuttings we made just over a month ago. I'm just going to do a little roundabout turn for you so you can see them. They rooted, probably first roots started to show up just a little over a week and a half, and then they started to rapidly start to progress from there. This geranium decided to flower for us, which is thought was just wild because none of these had flowers. You know, the cutting we just did in the intro here has a flower, but this one most likely fall off. But this one did not have a flower, but it decided to grow a flower stalk, which we think is really cool. So the plants have adapted pretty well to rooting and water. You don't need to put rooting hormone in the water. It's just, you just want to have your tap water sit out for 24 hours and then just watch for root growth. This is a lot of roots, y'all. So you could root these with less roots and they'll still do fine. But what we're going to do now is we're going to set these aside here and we're going to show you a process that we've been doing here for a while. Is we've grown some plants in soil, and mama plant that we took the cuttings, or those two plants out there are grown in soil and they do great. But many of our plants that we thought wouldn't grow well in a semi-hydroponic have been. So we're gonna put these two in a semi-hydro growing in leca, which is these plain pebbles, and you have both a net container and an outer cash flow container that holds the water. So this is a semi-hydroponic way of growing. We've done plenty of videos on this. You can check to our channel for more info on that. But you basically use an outer container with no hole at the bottom. This will be your water reservoir, and you typically fill about the bottom 1/3 of this with tap water that's sat out, or you can use distilled water. And then you have a net container, which is what the leca pebbles will sit in, and these plant roots will sit in. And you normally fill the bottom 1/4 to 1/3 with leca pebbles, so that those sit in the water medium, and then they transmit that water from pebble to pebble up in and around the roots, and so you're getting airflow there, so it doesn't cause any stagnation. So let me get started on that. I'll just start filling up the container. much. A little less there. And then we simply take these. Wow. Look at those roots. Isn't that cool? So I'm going to set her in there, in the container, and I'm going to lean her a little bit over to the edge because we're going to put two in this container at the same time. You know when she's being little. I'm going to put this leaf here temporarily. I'm going to show you. Oh, that did not work as planned. Let me show you like that first so you can get an idea. If you can see. So it's going to go in that bottom third. And I'm going to add the other one, and then I'm going to add leca pebbles to it. But you got to be careful when you add the leca pebbles that you don't smash the roots. So here's the other one, full of roots. Look at those. And what we're going to do now is just cut away and show you up close how the leca pebble, we put the leca pebbles on top of this. I'm kind of blocking it, but they get the idea. Slide it. And there you have it. One thing you may want to use is a little skewer, a little bamboo skewer, or you can use a chopstick from, take a chopstick home after you use it at a restaurant, just clean it, and you can reuse them as little plant stakes to hold up your geranium if you take a long cutting. And in this case, we definitely had a long cutting here, so we're just using these to help stabilize the plant as the roots start to grow out into the leca. But it's pretty straightforward. The only thing you need to do for watching on your zonal geranium is to make sure that that water level doesn't get too low. You want to keep it growing, you know, the water down in here in this bottom third, and just check on that weekly and see how much the plant is drawing it down. You do not want to put these in full sun. They do like bright light, but while they're getting through their adjustment period, you want to just put them in medium to high light, 500 to 800 foot candles. You know, ours are growing on a north-facing window, and that's what it's pulling in. But we just love this plant. It is such a cool plant here for South Florida. It does well indoors as well as outdoors. We just enjoy this plant. And as you know from our other one, we do have a care tip video we did on this plant in general. We go a little bit more in detail for you. So take a look at that. If you have any questions, you know, just leave a comment in the description box below, and I'll make sure I get back to you. We want to thank you for joining us today. Until next video, see you later.
If you found value in this video, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. We post weekly. Thanks.